Hi, welcome to videos on control system compensation. So one more design of lead compensation network. So in this particular example, we are having a transfer function with repeating poles at the origin, and we have one more pole with a frequency at 5 radian per second, and it has got two specifications. The acceleration error constant Ka should be 10 and the phase margin to be greater than or equal to 35 degrees. So we are supposed to design a compensator satisfying these two conditions. So let us consider a phase lead compensator and try to find out what will be the values of the location of poles and zero, and of course the constant term K to satisfy these two conditions. So as you know that the acceleration error constant Ka is given by limit of s tending to 0 a square into dfs into gfs, where dfs is the transfer function of the compensator and gfs is the Planck transfer function. We want to have this Ka to be 10. So substituting the transfer functions of dfs and gfs. Of course, we are considering this dfs as 1 now for the time being, and GFS is given by K by S square into 0.2 S plus 1. So by solving this, we'll get the value of K as equal to 10. So keeping this value of K into the transfer function of that uncompensated network, so we have transfer function magnitude given by this particular equation. The corresponding omega GC is 2.76 radian per second. We know that since it has got two repeating poles, the omega PC is it's not 0 degree, it is actually 0 radian per second. If you can actually substitute this omega GC into this phase equation, we'll get phi at omega GC as minus 209 degrees, which results in a phase margin of you can see minus 30 degree now. So of course approximately minus 30 degree. So the gain margin is also 0. So naturally the system without compensation is actually unstable with negative phase margin and of course 0 gain margin. So let us go to 20sim and try to visualize the same effect or the phase margin, which is minus 30 degree. Are we getting the same or not? You can see the transfer function has been indicated with two zeros, two poles at the origin position, and one more pole is at minus 5. This is the S-plane position, and the system gain is 10. So let us see what is the Bode plot specifications. If you can see here, the phase margin is actually minus 30.4 degrees, and the omega GC is 2.93 radian per second. You can see the phase margin is minus 30 degree, so which we actually got in the theoretical equations also. Now actually the system is unstable now, so this is before compensation. Now we need to design a compensator such that it should give it should make the system stable. Not only stable, it should provide a phase margin of design, which is in this case it should be more than or equal to 35 degrees. So let us go to the design of compensator, where we are looking for a phase margin of greater than or equal to 35 degrees. Now this is what is this DFS, a compensator should provide a phase margin of more than 35 degrees, because this is what is required, which is after compensation. So as we discussed in the previous problems also, this DFS will shift the frequency of gain cross of frequency to right side, which will further reduce the phase margin. So we know that it's already having minus 30 degree as the phase deficit, and it has to give plus 35 degree. So another 12 degree let us consider, because we have a very less phase margin. So let us consider the maximum possible allowed consideration for design as 12 degree as the requirement. If you can see here, this 35 degree plus 35 degree is the requirement, and minus because we actually have minus 30 degree as the present phase margin. You are supposed to overcome that. That's why it is another plus 30 degree, and this plus 12 degree is due to the shift in the omega GC. So overall it comes out to be 77 degree is the overall phase that need to be inserted by the compensator network, which we approximate it as 80 degrees. So if you want to find the value of alpha for that maximum phase shift of 80 degree, so it comes out to be 0.0076, which is very less. So as you can see here, as the additional phase introduced is too high, then it is not possible to do it using a single phase lead network. So instead of having a single phase lead network, we can go with two cascaded identical stages of phase lead network instead of having only one, because the value of alpha comes out to be very less, because this value of alpha, realizing that will become very difficult. So instead of, whenever the phase angle is too high to be introduced, instead of going for a single phase lead network, it's always customary to go for cascaded identical stages of phase lead network. So we are now considering two such stages. So since we are having two stages, so each stage will introduce 40 degrees, so that you end up with overall 80 degree as the phase improvement from the entire compensator network. So let us start with one stage is 40 degree and try to find out what is alpha for that value of 40 degree, which comes out to be 0.217. So as we found in the previous cases also, so let us find out what is the magnitude of the phase lead network at whenever it corresponds to the maximum phase shift. It comes out to be 2.14 is the magnitude, which results in 6.6 dB. So we know that this 6.6 dB is the incremental magnitude by each of the stage. As we are having two identical stages, we need to consider twice the magnitude, that is it should be 4.28 in terms of ratio, otherwise it should be 12.62 dB. So this is the amount of magnitude at that maximum at the frequency, which results in maximum deviation. So we are having a magnitude by both the networks introducing 12.62. So we are supposed to find out a frequency at which the Planck transfer function is giving minus 12.62 dB, so that particular frequency happens to be the new gain crossover frequency. So this is the transfer function what we have for that Planck. So this minus, equating this to minus 16.62 dBs, or in terms of ratio, this comes out to be 0.233. So if you are equating this to this, and we can find what is the frequency at which this will have a magnitude of 0.233, which is coming out to be 5.39 rad per second. So this frequency will be the new gain crossover frequency. So with this gain crossover frequency, which also happens to be the frequency at which the phase lead network will give maximum phase shift, we can use this frequency to find out the zeros and poles of the phase lead network. So using the value of alpha and omega c. So alpha we actually found out in this particular case, as you can see here, is the value of alpha, which is 0.217 for individual stage, and this is the frequency corresponding to the phase shift maximum. So we end up with the zero and pole positions specified over here. So then the transfer function comes out to be this is the time constant representation of that compensator transfer function. So using this transfer function, this is for a single phase lead network, but in the overall compensated one, we are supposed to have cascaded network. That's why you can see it is 1 plus 0.398 s whole square. This is also whole square in the denominator, meaning that this is a cascaded compensators. We actually have two compensators identically designed, will be cascaded along with the original Planck system having 10 by s square into 0.2 s plus 1. So of course we can certainly verify whether this is going to give the required Ka, that is velocity error constant of 10. So by substituting this into this equation of K is equal to limit of s square into, this is after compensation. When you do this, now you can see you're getting this as 10. So the compensated system has now got two zeros at minus 2.51 repeating, and we have zeros. So because of this s square, we have two zeros, and then we have a pole at minus 5, and we have two poles at minus 11.57 due to the compensator identical network, and of course the system gain is equal to 10. So with these specifications, if you find what is the phase margin of the system, of course omega g is shifted from, we can see what is the original frequency. So earlier we had the frequency as we had before composition, the frequency was 2.76 radian per second. Now it has been shifted to the frequency which is 5.725. Now since it is shifted, you can actually find out what is omega PC. Omega PC is 11.38 radian per second. You can see it is no more zero because of addition of this zeros here. And we have the phi at omega gc is now given by this particular degrees. And if you can find the phase margin is almost close to 31 degrees. If we can actually remember, the earlier phase margin without compensation was actually minus 30 degree. Because of this compensation, we could be able to achieve a phase margin of almost plus 32 degree. We could be able to introduce almost 60 degree of compensation. So from minus 30 to almost plus 32. But what is required is 35 degree. What does usually be done is, so instead of having a phase shift of 40 degree from each of the stage, you can actually redesign the entire thing to make it 45 degrees, so that overall phase margin is more than or equal to 35 degrees. Since it is less than 35 degrees, you are supposed to redesign it by considering each network should give 45 degree instead of 40 degree. So let us go back to 20sim simulator and try to find out whether the phase shift is 32 degree after compensation or not. Now you can see I have edited the transfer function. You can see here, so we have two poles at the origin, that is P1 and P3. We have one more pole at -5. These are the system poles, and we have two repeating poles at minus 11.57 due to that cascading compensating network. There are two compensating networks, and you can see there are two zeros at minus 2.51. So you can see the system gain is 10, so which is exactly over here. Okay, this is system gain. If you actually see what is a Bode plot and the phase margin, you can notice here the phase margin is 31.13, which is exactly we got in the calculation also, it is 31.4 degrees. So you can find out here. So this is 31.4, and you can see the gain margin is also now positive. Now the system has become now stable. So this way we can able to get the system which was actually unstable with minus 30 degree as a phase margin to almost plus 32 degree. Of course, for this particular example, since it requires almost 35 degree compensation, so we can actually redesign it and then try to get almost close to that 35 degree. Maybe we can just have a look at, okay, what is the phase contributed by both the networks. So what I'll do is, I'll just remove this transfer function, this 10 and s square and point to s, and try to find out what is the phase introduced by each of the, of course, the compensating networks. Let me do that. You can see I'm just considering only the two compensation networks, so network systems, and the system gain is 1. Exactly, this is what we are trying to represent here. And each one will introduce 6.6 dB, so that overall introduction of the magnitude is 12.62, and the overall phase shift is 80 degree. That is because of this. So let me just have a look at that. So you can see this is the maximum what we have. You can see the y-axis is 80 degrees. This is the phase shift, and we can also see what is the magnitude that is offered at 5.39. You can see 5.39 was the frequency corresponding to the maximum phase shift, which is exactly over here. So you can have a look at that. So this is 5.39. We can actually see what is the magnitude here at this frequency. It will be exactly that is 12.62. So let me just show that. Notice here, if you can notice here at the frequency corresponding to maximum phase shift, which is at almost 5.39 radian per second, the magnitude is almost 13.3 dBs. So which is what we are looking at. This is almost equal to, of course, 13.3 dB. This is slightly larger frequency. So this is what the magnitude introduced by the phase shift.